I'm gonna do a little bit of a jump, see if it'll pick up any of this wind. Hello everybody, jimmyispromo here, back again with another awesome video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about audio, because when you're shooting a video, audio is super important. Because if you have, bad sound, or if it's super quiet, or if it sounds super distant or crackly, the quality of your video goes down, even if it's for professional reasons, recreational reasons, for fun, for school, or even if it's for YouTube. Now, if you're somebody who is super interested in starting a YouTube channel, this is something you should definitely look into. What this one is a wireless lapel mic, and it comes from Comica. Now, Comica was kind enough to send this thing over for me to try and test out and review and let you guys know my candid and unbiased opinion about this thing. This one is the cvm-ws 50 letter C. Now, the letter C just indicates what is the accessory inside of this box. Either you get yourself a little tripod or just a little mono pole, and there's a couple different versions here. So soon we're going to unbox this thing. I'm gonna let you guys know all the different contents inside of here. It has the receiver and the transmitter and everything else, but this thing is able to go 60 meters. So if you're looking for something that you're able to have a far distance where you're able to shoot a video, maybe you're doing a scene running through a forest, maybe you're at CES and you wanted to walk into frame, but you're coming from maybe a far enough way, you can do 60 meters in an open area, 30 meters if there's a bunch of people or trees or houses around you. So first off, we will unbox this thing. Then we're also going to be taking this thing and comparing it versus my Blue Yeti mic. We're also going to compare it versus the Rode VideoMic Go. We're just going to do a couple sentences so you can kind of see the difference and the quality of this little lapel mic. And then we're also going to take this thing outside extremely far away to see exactly how the distance works. Now, I've shot this video about 3 or 4 times already. I've blabbed a lot in those other versions, so I'm just gonna go right into it and show you exactly what is inside this box. Now, inside the box was a little carrying case, and this just keeps it super easy, convenient, it's organized. And so inside of here, what you're gonna get is going to be a warranty card. You're also going to get a user manual, and my version was the letter C. Now, with the letter C, you're going to get a small little tripod. Now, if you're not interested, or if you don't need a small little tripod, which technically also works as a little mono pole as well, you can go for the other 2 options, which is the letter A and B. Now, the letter A is going to cost you just a little bit more. So my whole packaging here, this little audio equipment package is running right around $180 on Amazon. But if you want to spend $200, it does have an option right here for a electronic grip. Now, the other pieces inside of here is going to be your transmitter and also the receiver. So this one right here is the transmitter. You do have your power button, which also acts as the mute. And then you also have the set button that you'd be able to change the channel. Now, there is 6 different channels that is a part of this wireless lapel mic. Now, the other part is going to be your receiver. So this is receiving all the audio that is coming from this little transmitter here, and this one's made of just a little bit harder metal, so it's a little bit more heavy duty. But you also have these little stands here, these little legs that'll lock into place, these little claws that'll lock into place your smartphone. Now, if you're spinning this little spindle on the very top over here, the thing I like about this is that it also acts as a camera thread, or a little tripod thread. So if you wanted to put a tripod, or let's say maybe a light on the top and then a tripod on the bottom, you're good to go with holding your smartphone. And then all you have to do is, once you get it to the length or the width that you really need to have it for with your smartphone, then you're going to place it right inside of there, and you can see that it also works with my case. And then you just basically move it left or right so it does not cover your camera on the very back. And so now you pretty much have everything set up. As long as you have this thing with the belt loop or belt clip, you can place it in your pocket, put it on your belt loop or anything else, then you'd be able to basically sync these things up. Now, also inside of here is going to be your micro USB cable. So this is what is charging your transmitter as well as receiver, making sure that it's good to go with all the different batteries. Now, this one here is used to connect to your smartphone. Now, if for some reason you wanted to use this Comica wireless lapel mic with a DSLR, which we will do that in just a second, you want to have a different audio cable. Now, all of this will be linked inside the description below the video. Now, the only difference between these cables here is that when you look at the one that is made for the smartphone, which is with this little flag right here, it goes tip, ring, ring, sleeve, so TRRS. Now, this is used for a smartphone 3.5mm head jack because it's not really, remember, it's not only used for audio, it's also used for clicking and controlling, and also it's different between stereo and mono and everything else. So with this one is made for a smartphone. If you use this cable with a DSLR camera, it will not work. So what you need to have with a DSLR camera is going to be the TRS, tip ring sleeve. So that's really pretty much all you really need to look out for. So I will have another audio cable link below the video inside the description if you wanted to use your DSLR. And now obviously the other part inside of here is going to be your lapel mic. So in this way you'd have your little clip, you could strap it over onto your shirt, and then this right here is just going to be plugged into the transmitter. So now once you plug this thing in, this will be transmitting all your audio right over into your receiver, which is again plugged right over into your smartphone. And then last but not least, it does have a wind muff. So then this way, if you are outside, which I did test this one, just place this right over your little microphone inside of here. And then this way it would block a lot of the wind. All right, so now doing a little bit of a small comparison between the Blue Yeti mic, also the Rode VideoMic Go, and then also soon I will be plugging in my Comica lapel mic. As of right now, we are using the Blue Yeti mic. This one is connected through Audacity. I'm changing a whole bunch of different stuff in post edit with bass and with, taking out the background noise and everything else. So this is what it sounds like pretty much in any other of my YouTube videos. And so now this is what it sounds like with the Blue Yeti mic without any type of a post edit inside of Audacity. This is just straight up the mic. Everything that you hear is just a plug and play as of right now. And now what you're hearing is me using the Rode VideoMic Go. And so this one is actually just strapped right on top of the camera of the DSLR. And so granted, that thing is not plugged into my smartphone, but here in just 1 second, we're going to switch it right over into the Comica, the wireless lapel mic. And so I'm going to throw this thing on, and then now we're able to use this one to see exactly what it sounds like. So now I'm using the Comica wireless lapel mic, and the nice thing that is right over there with the receiver is that there's a little volume control. So you can either turn it up a little bit, you can turn it down a little bit as well too. So that works with either a DSLR, and it'll also work with a smartphone. But it's very important that if you are using your smartphone, you are using the cable that actually comes inside of the packaging right over here. I just happen to be using a different cable that was originally used for the Rode Mic Video Pro. That is what I'm using for this little wireless lapel mic. Now with this one here, it does a fantastic job. It also lets you know if it is picking up any of the audio sound that is coming up. So there's a little bit of a LCD screen that lets you know that you are actually picking up your audio. And then the green light just means that it is connected and it's good to go. So now that you guys were able to get a little bit of a taste of what this thing sounds like from, sitting right in front of the camera, now we're going to take this thing outside. I'm going to walk all the way to the back end of my yard, and we're also going to go all the way down the street to go for distance. So this is what it sounds like inside of just a normal environment. You can compare it versus the other mics that we just got done using. So let's now head to the outside scenes. All right, guys, so we are outside. We are putting this thing to the test. I also have my dog Lincoln with me right now. We're going to see if it's able to pick up any type of wind or dog barking or his breathing or anything like that. Also a little bit of my breathing, because what we're going to do is we're going to walk all the way to the very back of the fence in the backyard here. I'm about, as a perspective to the phone right now, I am about 7 feet away, just to make sure that number one, I'm also in frame, but also if you are probably doing something with YouTube, or if you're at a show, maybe you're at CES, you might be about this distance away. Sometimes you're also going to be much closer, but because we are also wireless, I'm going to go all the way back to that back fence. But I'm also going to take this to the front of the house and walk down the street to kind of see if I can go even further. So here we go. We're just going to walk back this way. I can definitely hear Lincoln's collar move around as he's walking next to me, and we'll see if we can also hear that as well. So what I hear right now is a little bit of dog barking right over that way. You guys can probably still see me. And if I was just using the normal microphone that was on the phone itself, you guys would definitely not be able to hear me. So as of right now, I don't really know exactly how much feet back we are, but I do know that this thing is able to go 60 meters with no interference. But if you do have a bunch of stuff in your way, you are able to go 30 meters. So what I'm going to do now is walk back to the camera, and we're going to push it right back over into the street to see if I can walk a little bit further. I'm going to do a little bit of a jump, see if it'll pick up any of this wind. All right, so I have the wind muff on, and I wanted to see if this makes a little bit of a difference. And again, I did not make any changes whatsoever with the camera. Again, I'm also using the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, so I did absolutely nothing in terms of changing audio. I wanted to give you guys exactly what does this thing sound like when you use it with a plug and play. So pretty much all I'm going to do, I guess, is keep on talking. I'm going to wait and to see if there's any point in time when I kind of lose a little bit of the signal here, or if there's any type of interference. As of right now, everything is pretty well open. I'm not going to walk on the other side of a house. I'm not going to go behind all these different trees. I'm basically just going to keep going right down the street and kind of see at what point am I going to lose this. So, well, since I am kind of giving this thing a little bit of a test, I want to make sure I'm not losing any type of signal or anything. I guess after I edit this thing, I'm going to figure out exactly when this thing cuts out. But I guess from here on out, I guess I might as well give a little bit of details, a little bit of information about myself. So originally from Iowa, grew up in Iowa, went to elementary, middle school, and high school, and college there. For a little while, I also lived outside of New York City. I lived in New Jersey, right on the other side of the Hudson River. I was right in between the Lincoln Tunnel and the GW Bridge. And then I also lived a little bit inside of Burbank, California, before I moved right back over into the Kansas City area. So that was a car that just drove by, trying to see if that thing was able to pick up from this little wind muff. Hopefully also my camera didn't fall down. I don't want anybody to run into my little tripod. Probably people are wondering what the heck I'm doing. So I think I pretty much reached the end of the limit of where I wanted to walk. So I went all the way down my street, guys, and I have no idea if it's still picking up my voice or not. But this is a pretty far distance. You can even do a little bit of a count of how fast it takes these cars to go all the way to my area. So the street that I live on right here is 25 miles an hour. If you're doing like a Blair Witch type of project, or if you're running, or you're doing something fitness and you're breathing really hard, this is probably what it's going to sound like. Just to kind of give you a little perspective, if any of you guys wants to run some type of a fitness, channel or something like that, or I don't know, maybe you're running around and you're doing CES, you just want to see how far you can go. So that's pretty much the review of the outdoor use with the wind muff and everything else. And so what we're going to do is we're going to head back downstairs, and I'm going to give you all the different details of exactly what I think of this product and what is some of the main uses. So as you saw, this thing was able to sound really good. So first off, when we were in my backyard, there really wasn't a lot of too much background noise. There was a little bit of my dog, a little bit of another one barking in the distance, but it picked up my voice very well and it sounded really good. I did shoot that with the Galaxy S9 Plus, and then it was just super flawless and just fun being able to always hear the exact same level quality of my audio, even if I was turned away from the camera and walking away. And then when I went all the way down the street, those cars were driving at about 25 miles an hour, and so it took them quite a while just to even get where I was from where the camera was set up. So again, if you're looking for something for distance, if you guys like the audio quality that came from this one, again, there's nothing I've changed in type of post-editing. There's nothing I changed with my camera. There's nothing I changed with my phone. Literally plugged it in, let it go to work, and this is exactly what you get when you do that, which is one of the things I always like to do with you guys. I don't like to make all these different crazy changes. I want you guys to know exactly what is the product that you're getting when it receives and what happens when you plug it in, and basically this is what you get. So write a comment below the video if you guys like this type of quality here, or if you like the quality that comes from the Blue Yeti mic when I go through all my different audio changes and post edits and stuff. You know, let me know which of these two you like better. Another thing I'm excited for is that when I do head over to CES, and if I'm going to shoot any type of those shows, you know, I'm not going to use a Rode mic, or I'm not going to use a little handheld or nothing like that. More than likely, I'm going to use this Comica wireless lapel mic because it just makes it free and easy. I can walk around cars and do anything and everything else I want to. So I hope that you guys have liked this video. Give this thing a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit on subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Share this video with your friends and family and social media sites. And outside of that, I'll see you guys later.